Alright, we've got 5 packages to go through. Don't know why I was about to say 3. But let's get these out. No papers, huh? Great. I wonder if I'll be able to remember what that is. And we've got 2 of these. Oh yeah, and I get to open this one from the bottom. Alright. Let's turn this up so that y'all can stare at them while I take the next package. It's definitely very weird for them to send a package in this packaging. Usually, this is what I expect, like shoes or something to be in, but wonk, wonk, wonk. And then finally we got one of these, which it's actually a pretty nice update this week. The person asking me for a big update is lucky. So first up we have Hell's Paradise, which I do believe this is a limited edition version. It's definitely impressive looking. That comes off. So, I guess we want to take a closer look at the details. I see a region A and B. Let's see, the dubbing information should be there. English and Japanese. So, pretty straightforward. The unfortunate thing is this is obviously not complete, but I think it's nice that this says Season 1, so it acknowledges that. Huh. I actually kind of really like the way it's presented. You just have to remember these 2 are on the front. So if we take a look on the inside, I wonder if this is closer to what the final thing would look like. I guess, don't want to pinch it. I was gonna say, I guess the way to find out would be to see if it's reversible. But it's not a reversible cover, which makes me think that standalone, maybe non-limited edition version, unless this is the only version. No, I swear I splurged. I know this upside down, Blu-ray, DVD. So yeah, DVD and Blu-ray. This too. Huh. That's a bit upside down. And this is probably a little bit backwards, but okay, yeah, I guess I got a feeling for some of the various artworks in there. And then this is probably Season 1 art cards. I'll try to double check to make sure that this is a limited edition version. Okay. It's interesting because this background feels a little otherworldly. Like, it's not the official art that I would feel was present, but it's highly appropriate and exact to what happened. So overall, that's actually a pretty cool little release. Next up, am I actually the strongest? I guess we'll take a look at the back here first. Regions A and B, English, Japanese dubs. Different underneath the slipcover. Cool. And then on the inside, just 2 simple Blu-ray discs. Characters. I feel like it's a little more seeable without the angle and looking behind the discs, and I'd say overall pretty cool stuff. Ah, yes. So this one is another Berserk thing. This is what was it? The Golden Age Memorial Edition. And, you know, since I can't keep track of absolutely everything, well, let's see, regions A and B, and has English, Japanese dubs. Because I could have sworn that this sounded familiar, and it kind of does, because what happened was, Golden Age was 3 movies, I think it was. Maybe it was more, maybe it was less. But apparently this Memories Edition is a edited for TV series version of those movies. So not the biggest release, I think, but you know, for a collector like me, it makes sense to get it. Straightforward. Next up is My Hero Academia Season 6 Part 2 Limited Edition version. Let's see. Regions A and B down there. Japanese and English dubs. Let's see. I can't put that one aside, but see, that's a Season 6 Part 2 right there. And this is just a reminder that I do want to be watching Season 7. Class 1A is here. This is a Blu-ray DVD version, so we have a loose disc. A loose piece of plastic. Let me put it over to the side here. And this is probably DVD version. I don't know that I care enough to look too closely. So that's the actual proper Season 6 Part 2 content. So let's see what else is here. This feels like it's extras, which would make sense in the limited edition version. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Okay. So we got stickers, art cards, and that one actually looks really neat. So definitely, I'm going to open this up and look a little more closely. Okay, I say that, but this plastic is feeling like it'll be extra hard to open. See, I'm trying to get my fingernail in between cards, because I feel like there's more than one card, but maybe only like 2 cards. And now I'm trying to think how to actually open this, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to give up. At least we've got a really great one on the top there. What the fucking hell is this? Let's actually double check that real quick. That there isn't any like glued down sleeves, because this one is definitely something like that. There's something. Is it like that? Oh my god, I keep feeling stuff. This is, I think, characters that are supposed to be stood up. This is some sort of display thing. It probably actually says here what it is, and I Haven't been paying attention. Oh, actually, oh, that's a really good picture of Deku, too. I'm guessing that can be stood up on its side. That's what this thing is, because I can feel portions of it that are reminiscent of that. I say that, but I think there's two things in here. God, why can't I open this? Well, this one I feel more comfortable trying to open on camera without causing a big mess. So I'm going to do just that. But I still feel like there's somewhere in there there's a flap that I'm not finding or something. That might just be an illusion of the underlying pieces for standing this up. Oh, I see. So what's actually going on is this has a slot there and a slot there, so you stand this up here and the big guy in the back there. You know what? I feel like I'll be able to demonstrate this. Well, I could put it back in there. The truth of the matter is I should probably take that one and toss it. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Because you can put this in there like that. I don't think this is used for anything else. And then the only question is there any excess plastic on this side? There's at least this back here. Maybe nothing else on the front. So if I stick them together, then voila. I guess I'll have to put that up somewhere. Okay, in which case I can close this, and I'll put this back in here for now. I think I know where Season 6 Part 1 is, but it may take me a while to dig it out, so I'm not going to try to do that. And then last but not least, we have a booklet here. Characters. Okay, there's some text and notes. Alright. I feel like I've got a vague idea of what's in there. Next up, we have, well, geez, that's, text is dark, I can't read it. Feast of Amrita. Which I do believe was the last thing I looked up, because that was still on a browser when I ordered other stuff. Let's get this plastic off first. Sticking. Still some of it sticking at some. Not everything, but close enough. Region A only. Japanese with English subtitles only. I think this was a movie about people who witnessed something, like maybe they thought a person was killing themselves or something, and they ended up in, it was a trap. And they didn't have Admiral Akbar. We have Lupin the Third. Well, great. More text I can't read. Princess of the Breeze. Oh, yeah, check back. That's a region A, Japanese with English subtitles only. And I ordered this a couple weeks ago. It just took it a long time to finally ship. Most likely, you know, since both of these shipped at the same time, maybe they just got delayed and that wasn't reflected in the notes I was looking at. I mean, you know, that's the full image. Like a lot of these Lupin the Third movies have been. But nice and straightforward. And another Lupin the Third. This one is The Secret Page of Marco Polo. Alright. Then we got that plastic off. Region A, Japanese with English subtitles, so unsurprisingly no different in that regard. You know, your one disc and full page insert. I guess the idea is you could take this out and hang it on the wall and you'd still have the slip cover to identify it. Okay, and then last but not least, this is a Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, which I guess I'm not entirely sure I know what it is, but I got the impression it was, I don't know, I guess CGI, and I guess that's looking CGI. I don't know if the impressions I got of it were that it was bad or if it was maybe me. But maybe I'm just not in the circles that would hear and appreciate Ghost in the Shell stuff content if it came out. Region A, audio, Japanese, subtitles. So it's got English and French Netflix. Okay. Whoa. Let's look at things one at a time. This feels like it has the discs. The discs in question. Next up, we have this book. Some of these look a little more hand-drawn, maybe at a distance. Maybe it's still 3D. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Next up, we have cards of all these portraits that we've seen. Yeah, this, I'm kind of doing this in a really awkward way. There we go. And last but not least, we have this, which, yeah, I thought it might be a poster. This would be the Major on a Tachikoma. I'm guessing. So many different character designs for the Major over the years. Now, the only question I have is, can I also fit this back in there? I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Alright, it's been a big update, but here's this week's physical anime collection update. Okay, let's see. I watched, with my Friday friend, dubbed episodes of 63 to 66. Sorry, 63 to 66 of Reincarnated as a Slime. Entertaining enough stuff. I realize it's interesting watching it and realizing these episodes don't feel like they really have that much in the way of conflict. Just a lot more of the world building that is of Slime's nature, but entertaining enough stuff. And I've, of course, watched the latest episode. Let me get my mouse a little closer so I can scroll down, because I haven't deleted stuff from this list because I haven't given up on stuff. But Slime, I watched episode 68, and I could have done the math. 66 plus 2 is 68, of course. But yeah, I watched 68, and let's see. I think there were a couple of interesting, for the season, maybe for the series as a whole, stuff going on. So I think it's entertaining enough stuff. Clearly, if you are enjoying this part of the season, I think 68 would just continue to be more of that kind of entertainment. No Longer Allowed in Another World, episode 8. Man, it's so easy to forget. Because I really like this show. I mean, after watching episode 8, I think I rewatched some stuff from some of the previous stuff because it had great stuff in it. But what happened in this episode? I actually feel like I need to open it up real quick just to make sure I'm not forgetting something pretty obvious. Where's my history? Because the fact that I went back and rewatched episode... Oh, yeah. Okay, that was episode 8. because I was a bit afraid that what I was remembering from episode 7 was actually episode 8, and I had just forgotten and thought it was 2 episodes ago when it was. But no. So episode 7, of course, had some great stuff that I had to go back and rewatch. But episode 8 was kind of nice in a... It feels a little one-off, but it actually... I don't know. It was a neat episode that I felt like it's introducing some of the themes and ideas that the show's playing with. Because there's important things here to note in that, it's not that Sensei is more observant. I think he's more sensitive to certain critical emotions than a lot of other people. And it's, he can be weird, but it's entertaining enough. And I think this one kind of explores some interesting thoughts that just feel like maybe an explanation or solidification of senseis in this world's kind of relationships with each other. I don't know. I've been enjoying the show, and while it wasn't as good as episode 7, I would say, it was still one that I felt was pretty good. I really appreciate having seen it and want to see more of what the show's planning to do, and it did make me want to go back and rewatch some spectacular stuff from previous episodes. So overall, pretty good. Strongest Magician in Demon Lord's Army was a human, episode 10. Okay episode. I don't know, it just sort of feels like the show sort of just does what it wants to do. It just keeps going, and sometimes the stuff are like, I guess this kind of makes sense, but show it's a little convenient because, like, oh yeah, there's this pirate people having trouble finding. Oh, but our character is just going to ask for a ship to go out, and they'll just give it to him. And then because of it, the actions that happen on there, well, it's a good thing the timing for all that stuff was just perfect, because, it felt convenient. Not necessarily unwatchable, but it is amongst the weaker shows that I think I'm continuing to watch. Failure Frame, episode 8. It's okay, I guess. I think I appreciate some of the cynical stuff it was doing, I guess. And some of the stuff it set up seemed fine. I guess I just don't know what else to think about it. It was an okay episode. I Parry Everything, episode 9. A little worrisome that it felt like it came close to undermining some of what the previous episode had done, but it did its own entertaining things here. And so, well, I still think the previous episode was more interesting. There's just still things about it that were nice. It's fun. I'm trying to think if I have a feeling for where it might go theming wise, but I don't know. Let's see. Dungeon People, episode 8. Continuing to be interesting. Maybe this one felt ever so slightly weaker than the others, but nothing too bad. Dolly and Bloom, episode 9. Think it was fine. It's okay. Maybe good. I don't know. I guess some interesting exploration of some of the characters for sure. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to super note about it, but yeah, fine. Elusive Samurai, episode 9. I thought this was a pretty great episode, and I was impressed enough with the whole series that for Labor Day, I went to visit my family. That was just my parents and the other brother that still lives in town. We just got together. We also celebrated, maybe I shouldn't give out that information too, but, we had a couple of reasons to celebrate. And then I let my parents watch the first couple of episodes of it because, well, let is weird. I directed them towards, because it's a show with it's just nice to watch. And episode 9, I felt was nice as well. Good stuff.
Obviously, there's a lot of series you've heard me talk about before that I'm not talking about, and it's because I'm still not caught up on them. And Plus Sized Elf has now fallen into that list of I didn't end up watching the latest episode. Like I said, it's usually good if I'm sitting around at night eating ice cream and something or something. But I guess my timing the past couple of nights has been a little weird, so we'll see if I feel like watching it after I record this video. I think I have other important things I'm trying to do, but we'll have to see. But, yeah, didn't make that. Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? Episode 8. I think the resolution for this story arc has actually been pretty nice. I'm trying to think if it feels like this is something that will be wrapped up by the end of episode 12 or 13, whatever it's going to do. Maybe. It's really hard to say. I guess if there's any weakness, if it does do that, it would be that I'm not sure if I've felt a theming going forward. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not there. It could just mean it just hasn't been synchronizing with me. I mean, with me watching so much stuff, things are probably going to fall through the cracks, especially with me being so tired. But, you know, entertaining enough. McKinney, episode 8. What happened in this one? Entertaining enough stuff. Entertaining to watch the characters interact. Scary little sister, but this is not the first time she's been scary, and it's been scary in a fun way. But I'm not sure what else to think. Autry, episode 8. I did forget that episode 7 had that big thing happen. I think I mentioned it last week, now that I start mentioning it. And this one was kind of exploring further thoughts along there with an interesting stinger at the end of the episode, which definitely makes me interested in seeing what's going on. And maybe it sort of feels like there's some sort of theming going on here. I guess I want to see what it's doing, because it's being okay. A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring, episode 10. Entertaining enough stuff, I guess. Something happened at the very end of this episode. Oh yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that reveals. It's not a super huge stinger, but it is an interesting thing. So, yeah. It's an okay series still. Wisteria, Wand and Sorcery, episode 8. Probably one of the less notable episodes, because after the big events of the previous episode, now it needs to spend time developing certain ideas and being prepared to move forward with whatever's going to be the next notable thing for this show to do. But, you know, it does a good job of setting that up, I think. It'll be interesting to see what the next episode brings, because there's some interesting character dynamics and interactions being set up and done here. Highly appreciable. Excuse me, did not expect to yawn when I went in between things. Next up, Osan Newbie Adventurer, episode 9. Okay, I guess. I appreciate what it did for what it did. I would actually call that good. Like, you can kind of tell it's going to be setting itself up for, he's going to get revenge for her. But the way they did it actually made it feel special and meaningful. About my only complaint about what was going on here is that I sort of feel like, as neat as a lot of this stuff is, it's still a bit of a distraction, I guess, from like, it feels like there's 3 levels or 3 separate stories that are related to what's going on here. And the way it's executing it makes it feel maybe a little distracted, I guess. But it just weakens it, but doesn't make it unwatchable by any stretch. No, thoughts? And then last but not least, Spice and Wolf, Merchant Meets the Wise Wolf, episode 22. I think it's good stuff. Yeah. It's definitely, watching it, I'm getting that Spice and Wolf sort of vibe. It's really nice to listen to these people talk and say things and how they say things and what they talk about. It's pleasant. It's nice. I wish I could compare it to where season 2, the first one, went, because, like I said, it did something different than what this one's doing. This one definitely feels a lot more Spice and Wolf tone, maybe closer to the basic theme than a lot of the stuff in the first 2 seasons, possibly, but I can't tell you how it compares. Oh, and it did end with that intriguing stinger. So, guess I'm about ready to see that stuff too. Alright, anything else? I think anime-wise I could mention, I'm on PTO this week, so we'll see if I have the energy to catch up on stuff or not. So I haven't completely thrown them off my lists. Usually that means the tabs are still in there. Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant, Senpais and Otokonoko, Quality Shirts in Another World, Bye Bye Earth. I have Sakuna of Rice and Ruin here, but I think I've already given up on that. Shoshimin, Plus Size Elf, just hasn't fallen off because that would be a quick catch-up. So, we'll have to see. Otherwise, I think now that it's September, end of this month and beginning of next month is when the next anime season starts, so I should start taking a look at some of that stuff and thinking. Whetting my appetite, or something like that. But other than that, anything to really talk about? I don't think so. I've just not been doing a whole lot video game related. It's just little stuff here and there. I don't think there's enough for me to talk about, so I'll go ahead and wrap things up. I hope y'all had a nice Labor Day and y'all have a nice week.